Everybody just start
Hey,
waving. Happy Wednesday. Hey.
happy Wednesday, happy hump day.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Yeah,
Uh,
not the first Wednesday of 2026, right? No, it is the first Wednesday. No,
Yep, sure. No, it is.
it
First
it's
is.
the
Wednesday.
first normal Wednesday of 2026. How about that?
No, it's the first Wednesday of 2026. Last week was
Oh
the
yeah,
31st.
because last Wednesday was the 31st. Okay, yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's
well, let
our
me look at
first
that.
show of 2026.
Yeah. So,
Yay.
guys, now that it's 2026, how does it feel?
No different.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Did 2025 actually end?
I know, right? I think it's just dragging on. It just hasn't it just hasn't finished up yet. I think we'll be done sometime mid-April. We'll be done.
Mid-April? The New
Yeah.
Year's will be
Are
done
you sure
mid-April?
about that?
Yeah.
No, I am not, but that is my prediction.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna go with that. And
Sure.
hey out there, everybody. I see
Yeah, hi
everybody
everyone
kind
in
of
the chat.
trickling in. We're just kind of waiting for everybody.
I'm
Um
not.
uh,
Wow, we already have 14 people. This is way more people than I'm used to, at least in the chat of my show.
Or mine.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my
well,
God, there's so many people watching right now. I have stage fright.
yeah, there's only 14 people in chat, but who's actually watching is higher. That's
I'm
why
used
we're
to
just
like
waiting for
five
everybody to
people.
pull in.
Yeah.
And I realize that people are just like, it's Wednesday, they've already been to work 3 days, and they're like, ugh, you know. So we got to let them eat dinner, relax, and then come on in. So that's kind of
Yeah.
what we're doing here. So we're just waiting for
Eat,
everybody to come on in.
digest.
Yes.
As the Oak Ridge boys would say, come on in, baby, take your coat off. Come on in,
Yeah.
Right,
baby, take a
right,
load off.
right. I do have a possible investigation coming up this weekend.
Oh, really? Where are you going?
It's a private case,
Oh, you
so
won't
can't
even
really
tell us
say.
where you're going.
It's in Missouri.
Okay,
Um,
that's all you
but
know.
yeah, it is a private case. And it's a two-parter. Uh, we are going to be doing a ghost investigation, and then we're going to turn around and do some Bigfooting, because they have
Oh,
both going on. So
doing a
that is
little
a
squatching
possibility.
action. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a possibility of that going on. I don't know exactly yet what's going to happen. Um, you know, uh, I guess I can announce it here. My mother has more issues going on. So
Yeah.
we're playing this day by day.
Oh, yeah.
And, it just depends on how she feels that day.
Yeah. I fully understand that one. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, but I'm excited, but I will tell you at the end of this month on the 31st, I will be at the Vanishing premiere from Greg Ogles and his team at Relic Films Media. They do still have tickets available. They have vendor spots still available if you want to check in last minute. I would do it quickly though, because I don't know how much space is there. You can
Yeah.
go to Eventbrite and look up The Vanishing, or you could just look up Relic Films Media under their host. And that's how I actually got into it. And, you can get your tickets there and do whatever. It's a full day of things going on. We're going to be having speakers, and we're going to be having vendors. We're going to be having a costume contest in January, which I love. And and then we're going to be able to watch the premiere. So it's a super exciting time. You know,
A
um,
costume contest.
costume costumes. I love it.
January.
I love it. It's like when I go places, when I go to conferences, I try to pack light. I mean, it never really happens. But if we're going to go with a costume contest, my costume is going to be as much as my suitcase. So I'm going to have two this time. I never do anything the easy way, just no. No.
I'm willing
We
to
already
bet
knew
the
that.
farm. I'm willing to bet the farm that there's going to be at least one person there who tries to do a Bigfoot costume.
Oh,
No bet.
probably.
Yeah.
No bet.
Probably.
How many's
Yeah.
going to do a Dogman costume? I wonder.
Oh,
That's
see,
probably going
those
to be
are,
even
those are
easier. Yeah.
those are pretty hard, but I do believe that somebody in the crew has a Dogman head. They
You
do.
just got to get any old generic Halloween werewolf costume and be like,
Yeah,
damn,
pretty
I'm a
much.
Dogman now. Yeah.
Ooh, Gary's
Right.
asking. Gary's asking. This ought to get you. Coming to Laura Croft.
Yeah.
Now that if that happens, Gary, you better take pictures or there's no proof. Okay.
Gary's already seen that. He's seen it for real in real life. That's what they were calling me the first time I ever went out in the woods with them.
No. He said coming as. Are you going as Laura Croft? Are you going to dress like Laura Croft? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, that's what I said. He's kind of already seen that.
You
know,
would dress like Laura Croft.
Yeah, when you're going out in the woods in Texas, you know, it is not necessarily cool outside. So
Nah.
yeah.
So you were in shorts in the woods?
Not shorts.
Have you never seen Laura Croft from Tomb Raider?
That's
she
the
wears
movie.
short shorts.
That's
Yeah,
the
she
movie.
wears hot
Play the
shorts.
game.
Yeah.
Play the game.
The game. She's in shorts in the game too. Okay,
Y'all
don't mess
are
with me on Laura Croft, okay?
Oh my God. Oh, you guys are just nuts. Anyway.
But it's funny. It's funny though.
It's funny. No, Laura Croft would be way too easy to do.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I never do anything easy. It's got to be tough. So, you know, like I said, extra suitcases.
Yeah, you need Annie Oakley stuff. You need the full damn petticoat and everything. I want to see it, and I'm gonna laugh about it too.
Roger says Brandy equals Wonder Woman. Yeah, there's another costume that doesn't take up much space, does it?
That being said, I love Brandy to death, but she just doesn't compare to Linda Carter. I'm sorry, guys, she just doesn't.
Who does? You know what I'm saying? Who does?
Nobody. Not
She's
even in the Wonder Woman movie.
I mean, if anybody was meant to play Wonder Woman, it is her, and nobody else can play it. Nobody.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of. I was deflated at that Wonder Woman movie. Okay, the first one when she showed up at the end of it and everything, and I was really hurt. I was really hurt, very bad, because I found out that they actually de-aged her for that. I was like, that wasn't actually. It was her, but they de-aged her to make her look younger. I'm like, why? She doesn't need it. Have you not seen the woman lately?
No, she doesn't. But to keep in character with where she came from in the comic book series, she ages very gracefully, like slow. So they kind of had to do that to keep up with the story.
Yeah. Because she'd been there for many years, millennia.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I digress. Sorry.
But I mean, they could have come right at the end of that movie and just showed a real picture of her. You know,
yeah, you would have been perfect. I've been happy with that, honestly.
Right. I mean, sure.
It took 5 years for me to figure out that they de-aged her. I was like, damn, I'm depressed.
Right. You know, and I miss all those shows like the Bionic Man, the $6 Million Man, or whatever it was, and you know, and Wonder Woman. All of them. I miss those. I mean, I wish we had TV shows like that now that take us, you know, a little bit further out of reality than what we have to watch on TV now, which is basically, you know, your court shows and, you know, your FBI,
medical shows,
CIA, all of that kind of thing, you know,
and freaking medical shows. God.
And the medical shows. I mean, yeah, I would like to see a little bit more, and yeah, it would be good. I mean, it would be just good. I mean, I need more entertainment. I don't need any more poster reality shows. I don't need them.
I need to ask y'all a question because I actually sat down and watched the first episode of the reissued Monster Quest the other day. Okay,
I have not.
You probably need to watch it. It's actually fairly decent. Surprised me.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it. So if anybody is out there, our dear friend Martin Groves is in that one. So go watch the new a revamped version of Monster Quest with Doug Hychek and all that good stuff. And
is Monica back in there?
I don't think Monica's
No.
in there.
She's not in
Oh,
that
screw it. I'm not watching it. Screw it.
She's not in that one.
No, not watching. Not watching.
Only
If
of our
Monica's not in
people we
there, I
know-
boycott.
The only
Right.
one in there that we know of that we know is Martin. He's the only one we know in that one.
Or it might be the only one Randy knows. We got to remember it's Randy.
Yeah, because I don't like people in general mostly. So
You don't even like yourself. See, there
Guys
you
in the
go.
chat, I need you to write an angry letter to whatever channel is running Monster Quest and be like, if Monica Rollins is not back on the show, we riot.
We riot.
Yeah,
on which show? On Monster Quest?
Monster Quest.
Oh
Yeah,
I'd like to just be back
she
on her
needs to-
show.
She needs to come back with her own gang. You know, the Island of Misfit Toys.
Take us to Skookum, dadgummit.
Yeah, that's right. You want a comedy show? You'll have it. I promise
And I
you.
hope she's hearing this right now as we're saying it.
All right. Well, everybody's kind of filing in slowly, but let's go ahead and get started now.
Yeah, let's get started, guys.
Yeah, the name of the show got me quite interested in the build your own portal type of thing.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is it, like Build-A-Bear? You just go in and you request something and boop, there it is. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
I chose the title.
Yes.
That was all my idea. Because in the paranormal world, we love talking about portals, right? Because it's so mysterious and they're so woo.
Yeah.
Right? Those portals. We've all heard those stories of them portals, right? So woo. Randy's smiling there. Randy is very anti-woo, guys, incidentally. But
that's why me and Donny love to scream woo.
When it comes to folklore, mythology, and the supernatural, the concept of portals is pretty ubiquitous amongst all the different cultures in the world that kind of engage those topics. Native Americans have, like stargates and portals and star doors, right? Like they're there. It's the same concept in every culture, right?
Yes.
It is a gateway or a door that crosses the veil into the other side of what we would commonly known as, for lack of a better term, the spirit world, right?
Correct.
Now, that concept I wanted to explore in Japanese culture, because Japanese culture, they have a pretty interesting take on it. And you'll see these a lot in a lot of Japanese motifs, artwork. The concept of the Torii gate. You'll recognize it, Brandy, when I show you.
Oh, yeah.
You see the samurai thing in front of the gate?
Yes.
Yeah. That is what is known as the Torii gate. Torii gates by themselves, in terms of construction, are pretty straightforward, right? It's just two vertical beams with two horizontal beams at the top, right? One going through like the upper portion and one is the roof, right? You'll see this a lot in like Japanese culture.
Yes.
The Torii gate itself it's got several uses and modalities. Basically, whenever you enter a holy area or sacred space, you're going to have these gates that serve as the entrance point, because oftentimes they'll be outdoors, open roads, and you cross through. And the idea is that it's a physical demarcation of an actual portal, a supernatural portal. So whereas we have portals, right? Like when we go to these, go on these investigations, people say, oh, there's a portal there, right? But you don't really see anything, but everyone just generally understands that there's a portal there, right? In traditional Japanese culture, if they believe there's a portal there, they'll actually build one of these things. So this, hey guys, you cross through this here, you're crossing into a spiritual realm.
Thanks, Moon.
Thank you, Moon.
Thanks, Moon.
So they build these things just as a standalone structure, right?
Right.
There's usually no fences or anything attached to it. They're just standalone structures.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the idea is that is the portal.
Okay.
Like the very portal that you and I understand to be portals in the supernatural paranormal world, right? You're crossing over to the spirit realm. Now, because of that, there's some very, very strict rules and customs when it comes to these things. For example, if you go to so the most important spot with the most amount of Torii gates is a place called Fushimi Inari. It's right out. It's in Kyoto, the Kyoto area of Japan. It's basically it's this mountain, right? Fushimi Inari is the mountain of Inari.
Mhm.
Okay.
Inari is probably the most popular. What's the word I want to use? Kami. A kami in Japanese folklore and mythology is, I wouldn't say a supernatural being, not quite a deity, but something in between.
Okay.
Like, you know how Native Americans will say the spirit, like the
Yes.
spirit of the
Great.
lake or spirit of
Yeah.
the woods or spirit of the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what a kami is, right? Not to
Okay.
be confused with yokai. Yokai is like a ghost or a goblin or a demon.
Okay.
Okay. So they have these blanket terms that generally mean like supernatural entity. In the Bible, they said they had Elohim. Same thing. Elohim is actually a blanket term for basically like any kind of supernatural being, right? People
Yeah.
think that it means like God, God with a capital G, but
Mhm.
not really. It that word functions like kami or yokai, but mostly kami. Now, Inari of all the kami is the most popular one. These are a couple depictions here of
Okay.
Inari. Inari is the deity or the overspirit of rice, agriculture, and overall prosperity.
Okay.
And you know those Japanese villagers, they love themselves some rice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, I was just getting ready to say agriculture is the deal, you know.
It's the deal, right?
Mhm.
So Fushimi Inari is the mountain that's kind of belongs to this deity. And this place has got like over 10,000 Torii gates. 10,000.
Yeah. I'm looking at the pictures of them
That's
right
what it
now. Like,
looks like. You're just
good
crossing through
lord.
nothing but Torii gates.
Yeah. It makes
It
a
is
ton.
a whole bunch.
Wow.
And because it's one of the most sacred sites in all of Japan in Japanese Shintoism, because it's the site dedicated to their most venerated god, Inari,
Mhm.
who's the god of the thing that's most important to the Japanese working class, rice and
Right.
agriculture.
Yeah.
So the way these came about is that people with means, like business people or the wealthy, they'll actually they will be the ones to donate the funds and the labor to construct these things, kind of as a means of showing gratitude or asking, like kind of you give your god a little bit of this, and you scratch their back, I'll scratch your back, right?
Right. So it's more like like I don't know what to say, a prayer totem type thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
sort of
okay. Okay.
like an offering, right?
All right.
And a lot of times you'll see these by themselves, because they will be right next to shrines, because again, they are the portals. They mark the actual portals. Now, in a
Mm,
place like Fushimi Inari, where there's like 10,000 of them, the rule is no matter which one is the first Torii gate you walk through, the last Torii gate you walk through when you leave has to be the same one. Otherwise, a piece of your spirit or your soul gets trapped into the spirit world.
Mm.
okay. Okay.
So it can be a little challenging when you're in a place with 10,000 of them
Yeah.
to leave the place, the same specific Torii gate you walked in.
Oh, wow. I
Now,
guess you better be paying attention.
They
yeah,
they wouldn't like me to reach up and like mark it number one, would they? So that way I could
no,
make sure I come back to it.
no, they're very particular about how you treat them.
Oh well, yeah.
You're not, when you walk through them, you're not supposed to touch them.
Oh really? They don't even want you touching them at all, huh?
No. And the reason why they're called Torii Gate, it's basically Torii translates out to like a bird's home or bird's abode, a bird's house.
Okay.
Because obviously birds are seen as messengers of the god, and they will be hanging out on top of them naturally. Because I can imagine pigeons would want to just sit there and chill.
Well, yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and they apparently watch you as you go through them. Now, Fushimi Inari, very popular spot. Tourist, popular tourist destination, just for people to see 10,000 of these and to walk through it.
Mhm.
It's just very cool. Like people from all over would go there just
Oh
to
yeah.
check it out.
Yeah. Oh, Val's birthday today.
Happy
Mama
birthday.
Red. Happy birthday,
Happy
Val.
birthday, Val.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I always dealt with the Tories like, with the Shinto Torii, the red
Yeah.
ones. And they're basically the same thing, but they're a little bit different because they're always vermilion or they're red, one of the two. And that's because of being in the army. That was, like I told you before, that was our crest in the Rocketsons in the 101st, 3rd Brigade, 101st, 187th Infantry Regiment. And they took that stuff seriously. I mean, even when we went to the field, we had to have the Torii actually in our face paint when we went out in the field.
Because you're the last place they see before they go into the afterlife.
I guess I'll let you say that. I think it's just people get, hey, you're going to put that in there in your camouflage. You're going to put that on there.
Right.
Like you've heard, like everyone's heard about the Japanese samurai and their
Mhm.
ritual of seppuku, where they basically disembowel themselves.
Yes.
You've heard about that, right?
Yes.
In a lot of instances in history, it's not quite as common as people would have you believe.
Mhm.
Like the few times that's been chronicled, there were like legendary instances. But a lot of times, these samurai, when they do go to do that, they'll do it like in the Torii gate
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be, again, a portal to the other side
Yeah.
for where
Their
their spirit's
gateway,
supposed to
right?
go, the gateway.
Now, okay, so if they're doing that in the gateway and stuff, now, uh, that form of disembowelment and such, that they lost face and they were saving embarrassment for their family, quote unquote. Now, at that point, do they still have a second with them that would actually behead them after they had done it?
Tradition
I'm
goes.
not hearing you for some reason.
Oh, can you hear me
There you
okay?
go. Yeah, I got you
Oh,
now.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
Yeah.
oh. Let me know if I'm going out because I can't hear myself. Like, because I hear myself like normally the whole time. I
Yeah.
think I need to get a new mic.
Might
And
be
I don't
time.
hear I don't hear myself either, but like I said, every once in a while it's like all of a sudden it cuts out on you. That's all.
Oh, okay. Maybe I sit
Or
too
you
far
sound like
back.
you're in a well, one of the two.
Okay. Stupid mic. Just
Right.
crap.
Hey, but I got a question though. I
Mhm.
mean, with these gates, I mean, they're considered sacred. So is anybody like prohibited from walking through these things? Or can anybody do it?
It depends on which one. Because
Oh.
one of the things that we realize is they're not all built the same.
Yeah.
There are okay. One of the things you notice the color is always like a vermilion color.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
In their belief, that color is meant to dissuade evil spirits from crossing. The
Okay.
idea is that only positive kami are able to go in and out. This is basically saying that yokai are prohibited. But the thing is, not all Torii gates are that color
No.
Oh,
because you got them creepy ones.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. In very haunted. And now here's the thing about Japan that's very interesting. When you go to these very famously haunted locations, which there are a ton in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
Japan seems to have a lot of ghost stories compared to other cultures. Like there's a like very particular like caves that are abandoned, tunnels even, and
Yeah.
urban explorers on YouTube would go through there, and in the middle of them randomly,
Yeah. There's
Oh,
a
they'll find
Tory.
a Torii gate,
wow.
right?
That would be freaky
And
just going into this cave and there's nothing and you're walking along and bam, there it is.
I wouldn't take that as a welcome mat,
No. Somebody put it in there for a reason.
right?
Now that
And
looks like a
again,
mine almost right there to
yeah, like
me.
a mine shaft, yeah.
So if there was something that happened down there and they put that there, hey, you go through here at your own risk now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of like a warning to me. It's like, don't walk through this. This is not a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. Remember, you guys are aware of self-deletion forest, right? On
Yes.
Nikabara Forest. These are the Torii gates there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know it had the red one down there because that, like I said, most of the time when you're dealing with the red ones and the vermilion ones, that's usually associated with the Shintos. So
Yeah. No, they all are. They all are.
Well,
That's where the tradition comes from, but not all of them are vermilion.
yeah, well, in that place, they should all be that
Yeah.
for real.
And I can understand if you ain't got the paint, you ain't got the paint. You know what I mean? But you still want to make
Yeah.
sure it gets up if that's what you need to do, type thing. Obviously.
Yep. But that's where
Oh,
the vermilion color comes from. It's the idea that it dissuades yokai or evil spirits,
Yep.
from traversing or to keep them from being tempted to use it.
yeah,
Now,
repel them from the gate. Okay.
but with that being said, even with places like this where there's the vermilion color ones, um, Fushimi Inari, it's open 24/7 to the public.
Yeah.
Like you go to Kyoto in Japan, and it's like right by. It's like a short walk from the main station, from the main hub. So you can travel there, and you can go there. People say that when you go there at night, at certain times in the night, if you walk through these things, a lot of times when people walk through Torii gates, they experience cold spots.
I
People
can
have
see that.
reported seeing shadow figures of whom they believe are actually the past spirits of old samurai.
Hmm.
And people have encountered foxes. Or, if you want to go even further, the kitsune, which is like probably the most popular, well known, like mythical creature in Japanese lore. Kitsune is the nine tailed fox.
Yeah.
It is the messenger and the harbinger of Inari, the god of rice and agriculture and prosperity. You notice those white foxes around him or
Hmm.
Yeah.
her? Oh, by the way, Inari is a transgender. It's man and woman.
Yeah. It depends on
Oh,
which
okay.
one's
Okay.
actually
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
whoever's actually depicting it. I guess you might say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your
Actually,
own interpretation, it seems like.
as the story goes, Inari started off as a goddess, but around the 1800s, when Buddhism took over in the Japanese government, the Japanese government had this whole thing where they wanted to turn everything male. So rather than a beautiful maiden surrounded by foxes, it's like a jolly old man who brings people rice and good harvest. But that was kind of introduced with the
That.
Buddhism when it took
Yeah.
over the Japanese government.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Standing Stones
Yeah.
maybe have missed what we talked about in the very beginning when we started this conversation. They said, do they place them at a portal or do the Woodgate make the portal? It is your guide into the portal.
yeah. Well, it depends. Some people see it as the portal itself. Other people see it as, oh, there's a portal. There's a portal right here. Let's put this to market.
Yeah, let's
Either
that's
way, if you see that, that means there's a portal right there.
In some way,
either way.
shape, or form. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either way.
So you better
Yeah.
treat it with the proper respect. Don't just
Right.
enter it all willy nilly if you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, I mean, I would be a little bit more reserved, I guess, when I would come to something like that because you're
Yeah.
talking about an ancient custom, you
Yeah.
know, and that holds a lot of weight. So I'm like, I might sidestep it. I might go look at it, but I don't think I'd walk through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do you think that somebody with more of a belief in this, type of thing, more on the woo side, should we say, would have an experience? I
People
mean,
have had people have been like I said, people experience cold spots. They've seen apparitions,
mhm,
purportedly, shadow figures of samurai, encounters with strange creatures, beasts. Foxes is what freaks people out because they think that's the kitsune,
Yeah.
like these
okay,
foxes here.
right.
This is another depiction of kitsune. You notice the woman with the nine
Mhm,
tails on the left, and then you see a woman looking in the reflection, but then she's like a humanoid fox in the
Yeah.
water.
yes.
So if you got a dog man, that means you got a fox woman, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it only makes sense. It only makes sense.
I'm good with that. I mean, hey.
I think kitsune, in my opinion, they're more akin to skinwalkers
Okay. Yeah.
because again,
Okay.
mystical women who, through some mystical means, are able to transform and shapeshift. Because kitsune primarily are shapeshifters. Now, the mythology is that as heralds of Inari, these sacred foxes, once they hit 1,000 years of age,
Mhm.
their latent shapeshifting abilities kick in. At which point they're able to take the forms of like humans, like women here. Sometimes people will have accounts of them with women with 9 tails. Very similar, in my opinion, to the the Native American lore, the deer women.
Yes.
Like the woman, but she's got hooves of a deer.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you'll hear
Or
stories like that.
the Legend of the White Buffalo Woman.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
a lot of other stories have accounts of them as you know humanoid body, but the head of a fox, kind of
Yeah,
like
I
our old
mean,
pal Doc Man.
we've had them the same type of thing throughout history, when we talk about centaurs and satyrs and
Mhm.
we talk about all of these things that they're partially human, but then they're not. So this one's kind of cool. This one's kind of cool because
Yeah.
I'd never heard of the 9 foxtails. That's something that is new to
That's
me. I've never heard
that's
that
big in
before.
like every East Asian culture. Like we have them in Korea.
Hmm.
Uh, in Korean language, obviously we call them kumyo,
Hmm.
but in in the Korean version, they're a lot meaner.
Okay.
Like the Japanese, they kind of paint them with like a more of a, I guess they portray them
Elegant.
more positive like
Yeah.
figures. In Korean lore, they're straight up monsters.
Okay.
Half
Gotcha.
man, half dog, seen around graveyards.
Kind of
Okay.
like
But yeah,
Anubis. Huh.
yeah.
Here we go with that.
But it's
Once
the
again,
same.
now we're seeing
So
stuff
what would
matching
be
up.
their purpose? I mean, what would be their purpose hanging around, cemeteries or graveyards? What would be the purpose of them being there? Is that just another like guarding the gateway type of thing?
Guarding the
Or
gateway. Yeah.
okay,
Guarding
okay.
the spirits of the dead. Making sure the transition goes through smoothly.
Yeah.
Um, so while these creatures exist in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean culture, their attitudes towards them are very different. Because the Japanese see them as benevolent servants of Inari. When you go through the Torii gates, people have reported spotting like foxes that like walk alongside them on the path. That means they're, blessed by the gods,
Yeah, and the
right?
gods are guiding them with the
Yeah, or they're guiding them along their path.
with their
In
harbinger.
Korean
Yeah.
culture, they're seen more as monsters. People are afraid of them. China, they kind of see them the same way, but they exist in all three cultures.
Yeah, but I could see where people would believe that they were guiding them through.
Yeah,
But what if they were just guiding you out?
yeah, yeah. There could be that too,
Yeah,
trying to
so
escort you
they
out.
don't want you to get caught in between,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Uh so they guide you out. That's kind of interesting. That,
Yeah.
it's nice to see the different cultures and how like the same type of story
hmm.
transfers from one country to another, from folklore and history. It's really kind of cool.
Oh, it goes even further than that, actually. Though there's also something called katsunebi. Katsunebi are when people are encountering these foxes, a lot of times they'll also encounter, like in the woods, they'll also encounter these orbs of light. Different color lights. Some accounts have them as orange and red, other accounts have them as blue or green. This is an artist depiction of Katsunebi. So the Katsune are these foxes that are up on
Mhm.
twos dancing around the forest. These are the orbs that are meant to kind of some accounts have them as like extensions of their will almost.
Okay.
So they can manifest to people who are walking in the woods as either lights, orbs, or they might see a fox, or they might see a humanoid fox, or they might see a woman, but with like strange features if they look hard.
Okay.
Are you sure
Now,
just ain't a bunch of foxes that having a disco ball session, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
out there having a party.
They're just partying. I mean, look at them.
this is
Right.
another depiction. You can't. It's hard to see the orbs here, but they're up in the sky. But these are foxes gathered into woods.
And of course, they designed the tree there in that one picture right there to
Yeah.
look kind of like a bonsai.
Right.
Mhm.
And then here's another depiction of Katsune with Katsunebi. But
Okay.
orbs, I mean, doesn't that sound kind of familiar?
It does. I've seen them in the woods before. And
Yeah.
there is no way I can explain how these lights would come up in the middle of the woods when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe this
There's no way.
we're
And
looking
in
at.
colors. And in
Yeah.
colors.
Yep. Too many reports
Yeah.
to just dismiss them too.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea how or why these things occur. I as much as I've looked into it, I can't figure out how they would be in a natural occurrence. Something that the earth may have caused, to do this. Was with a group of people and they were seeing all different colors. And I may have not seen the one they were seeing, but I'm seeing something different.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
have no
it's all
explanation.
swamp gas, Brandy.
Yeah. I was
I know.
about to say that out of
It's a
spite.
swamp. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Swamp
weather
gas.
balloon. It's a
Yeah.
weather balloon. Um, you
With,
know,
with the little flasher on it.
yeah, this flasher thing carrying around a flashlight. I don't
Whoopee
know.
light. Whoopee light. We'll call it a whoopee light.
There you go. And when we're talking about this on Texas Front Porch Monday night, and I said I seen some that actually look like a sparkler, like when you would see the sparkles come off the stick. You know what I mean? And they would just like kind of crackle and disappear, and they had this red color to them, and then they were gone. It was not like a circle orb that everybody talks about that just kind of floats around and does its own thing. It was just kind of like they would crackle and dissipate, kind of like a firework would. And I'm like, well, this is weird in the middle of January.
Yeah. I agree.
It looks weird to me.
And that's what I was saying. You've seen them, and other people. You can't just dismiss stuff that
No.
you've got so many reports of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was even looking in the skies to see if a plane was going over and maybe a light that was blinking off it was shining off a puddle of water somewhere. I mean, I was looking for every excuse to not
trying to
call
explain
this
it.
paranormal. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You want
And
to explain it.
yeah, and I couldn't. For the life of me, I could not.
Yep.
So when you speak of these things or when you're talking about these, Donnie, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I understand completely.
It's interesting how all of these similar elements exist in all these very disparate cultures.
Yeah.
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 It really does. I mean, for us, we don't have that like gateway. It's kind of like what you said, Donnie. It's like somebody will say, hey, there's a portal over there. And we're like, I can't see that.
Yeah.
But there are
Well-
other times where people have caught video that is very convincing to me that looks like there is something that is messing with, either the camera or, something that is weird, that it just doesn't look right. And I, again, trying to figure out how that can happen. And, these people are walking and they're trying to get around these portals and stuff. And I'm like, how do you explain that? I mean, I could understand if we, had a camera on a tripod and we're filming this. I could understand where we could hoax something like that. But when these people are walking around it,
Yeah.
and I've even watched some video where they were on thermal, where they completely disappeared and then showed back up.
Yeah, with heat signatures.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no explanation for it. That's why it's so weird. It's so weird, and they said it was definitely a portal that they'd gone through, but they didn't see the portal. They just walked through it unknowingly.
Yeah. Well,
Now, Donnie, does it say anything about people experiencing time loss.
That I cannot find. It was mostly like encounters with beings, mostly cold spots.
Okay. So they were
I
having a paranormal experience while they
Yeah,
were walking
plenty
through
of
them.
people report. But the crazy part to me is just that all these random haunted locations in Japan there's just one there. There's
Yeah,
just one just sticking out like a sore thumb, just there, right?
Yeah,
just
especially in that situation right
in a
there.
cave, out in the middle
Yeah,
of the woods,
a place
just
where everyone's
anywhere.
afraid of, definitely terrified.
And it makes you wonder what happened, for somebody to build that there. I mean, did they see it? Did they go through it? What really made
Someone had to
them
build that
build
thing.
one?
Yeah,
Well, now you'd have to sit there and go back and forth every time you saw a Torii. If you were in Japan and every time you saw a Torii like that, you better have your EMF with you and
Yeah.
your or your K2 just as something when you walk through it and see if you get hits every time you walk through one. And can you imagine what you'd be getting up there in Ari?
Well, not to mention, I probably wouldn't go get through TSA with my equipment, but I'd have to get something while I was there. I would have to, bring something.
Yeah.
Absolutely have to bring something. Um, Something that you could get on TSA because TSA they don't like nothing. I had
Nah,
and
a
you get away with it.
I
the
had a
majority of people who go through here, they're tourists in the daytime, right? I bet you if
Mhm.
you go here at like 3 a.m. at night, you're going to encounter some stuff.
Well, yeah, and I bet it's dimly lit to start with.
Yeah,
So shadows are going to be a big play.
yeah.
Yeah, but I could also see this place that if it was at a quieter time during the day where there's not so many people out there, that you could probably actually see them in the daytime. It just seems like something like that with so much historical value and so much belief in or manifestation in this particular area that of
Mhm.
course it's going to draw other things in.
Right.
That's my whole total belief. So even if it wasn't related to the portal or came through the portal or anything like that, I believe that it would be drawn there just by
Yeah.
the superstitious beliefs of what these things are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Makes 100% common sense there.
Yeah.
The one Torii gate that is considered the most cursed Torii gate
Oh,
is
yeah.
this one. It's the one right outside of Haneda Airport because it was moved.
Oh,
Oh
why?
no.
Now, this is the same gate at night at Haneda Airport. Nobody messes with this thing. People won't go near it because of the stories around it.
Yeah.
So, as the story goes, the reason why this one is particularly cursed is because of this gentleman,
Oh, MacArthur.
General Douglas MacArthur. So, the legend is that when America won World War II, right, and we pretty much took over Japan. I mean, let's call it what it is. We took over
Yeah.
Japan,
We
right?
occupied him for a while.
Douglas MacArthur, he established his primary military base and the landing area at Haneda Airport.
Oh, did he?
Next to Haneda Airport, but problem was Haneda Airport was way too small to fit all of the forces that General MacArthur
Hmm.
had intended to keep there. It was like a smaller-ish airport.
Mhm.
Next to it was a simple village, and they had a shrine and everything. They forced the entire village to relocate. They moved
Oh.
Really?
to make room to expand the military base established at Haneda Airport.
Mm.
Now, part of the
Gotcha.
village, they had this Torii gate, which at first, in the beginning, it was just a regular Torii gate for a regular village shrine. Every village has got their own little
Yeah.
shrine,
Yeah. Yeah.
and all their shrines, before you get to it, you cross through the Torii gate, right? Well, once he had the villagers moved out, he went to go and move the Torii gate. First day, when they went to move it, because he wanted to be respectful, he didn't want to just tear it down. He wanted to actually move it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
construction crews actually like roped it up and they tried to like move it out of its foundation. The ropes apparently snapped and killed a few of the construction workers. And
Oh,
because the
Good
construction
lord.
workers were like local Japanese guys, everyone was scared because they were all already superstitious about moving it in the first place.
yes.
Yeah.
So they were ordered to try again the second day, and the construction leader, who was a Japanese fella, suddenly fell sick with a mysterious illness and died that same day. And then once that happened, none of the workers wanted to work on it. None of them wanted to do any kind of sort of construction, so they just kind
Uh-huh.
of left it there. General MacArthur sort of built the base around it because none of the Japanese construction workers wanted to have anything to do with the project. I think in the 90s, I believe, they finally moved it. They relocated it, just not that far, but closer to where the villagers had been relocated to. But even on that day, sorry, my cough drop is messing with me. On the first day of their attempt to move it, there was like this storm that just kicked up out of nowhere. So people were shook. People were scared.
Well, yeah. Okay, but
They
here's
eventually got to move it, but ever since
okay,
that day, one by Haneda Airport, nobody messes with.
but I'm saying so it's got moved from where it originally was,
Yeah,
but it didn't get moved necessarily by him. He moved the village itself
right,
without moving the Torii.
right.
And because they didn't move the Torii, then they had the issues with trying to move the Torii, and the gods were just saying, "Hey, you screwed with this village too much." That's essentially the way they're looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Well, they
Okay,
did move it a little bit, right? They did move it.
They finally did move it,
but
but it
but
was fairly
MacArthur did.
recent. Yeah,
Yeah, MacArthur didn't move. He tried to move it, and it wouldn't. It essentially it wouldn't move.
But
yeah,
that's what I don't understand though. I mean, if they would have just well, they probably just thought it was just trash, the whole story. It's just like,
yeah. He probably didn't care. He was just like, "Ah, it's just a wooden post. Who cares, right?"
right.
Yeah.
He didn't care, but that's how they're marking the portal.
Yeah,
Yep.
because they figured, I could just build around it, right?
And then people ended up dying.
Yeah.
That's my guys there. You grabbed the wrong one.
Oh, yeah. I grabbed the wrong one. Hey, you want to explain this one, by the way, real
Oh, that's
quick?
the Rockasons. That's Fort Campbell, Kentucky, right there. That's the Rockasons. That's
And what is its significance to you, Randy?
that significance is because they were in World War II. The 187th Infantry Regiment and the 173rd Infantry Regiments were both airborne units that dropped into Japan, and they were called Rockasons uh, by the villagers and such that saw them jumping in because Rockason means falling down umbrella or umbrella uh, is I think is the literal translation is falling umbrella, but it's a Japanese word meaning parachute,
Right.
and that name just stuck with them with the Rockasons, and that's at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, right there. So
Yeah. Even Randy's regiment adopted the symbol of the Torii because of
yep,
its
sure did,
importance. Yeah.
See, and
sure did.
that's I don't get it. I get it, but I don't.
Mhm.
I mean, if this is supposed to be a marker to
Hmm.
the afterlife, let's just do that. The afterlife. Why would they want something like that? I mean, that's kind of like weird, isn't it?
Well, the reason that the Rockasons adopted the Torii was to show honor to the Japanese people that gave them that name in the first place. Honestly, that was the real reason why they adopted the Torii. I mean, there's a big unit history thing that talks about it, stuff like that. But the real reason behind it is the men were greeted in a way that they weren't expecting when they dropped in. I mean, there were war. Don't get me wrong, but the people that were there that they dropped in on showed them more respect than they expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the powers that be at the time, they adopted the Tory. Call it a spoil of war, call it a sign of respect, whatever you want to call it. So
Well, yeah, and I mean, yeah, it does look like an emblem and not actually a
yeah, and
real one.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, now don't get me wrong. There are Tories in the PT area and stuff like that. When you walk into the brigade area and the battalion areas and stuff, there are Tories you go through into the living quarters and stuff. It's changed a lot since I was there 20 some odd years ago, obviously, but they still keep those emblems and stuff, and you still got to walk through those Tories to go to work. So,
but again, you got to remember that this is not a belief that we have here in America, so it doesn't hold the weight.
Right.
No. Yeah.
So this is more of them as a sense of pride and and remembrance of a actual history versus folklore and
it's nothing like this.
Right.
No.
Right.
And here you got Werewolf has in Japan, all the bases there have Tories as well.
Yeah.
And he's right. Camp Zama, Japan, the naval base at Iwo Jima, or in Okinawa, that naval base there. All of those places have in their main entrances and stuff, they're Tories there as well. And I think it's more along the lines of the American to set it up. We're trying to show respect to the Japanese people. So
I think the significance of the Torii has evolved culturally.
Yeah.
Through the years, these Tories they were built in like the 1300s.
Oh yeah.
When the majority of Japanese people were deeply involved in the Shinto tradition. The Shinto tradition itself is largely dead.
Which is insane because I study that. I mean, honestly, go out and study the Shinto. I don't want to say religion, the beliefs. Holy
it's kind of sad. And I'm going to tell you why this whole story is sad. Because over the past few years and stuff, my son had been over there with the military. And if I would have known we were going to do a story like this, I would have said, hey, go take some pictures.
Yeah.
Go find me some, dang it. We could have seen what they look like today.
Yeah. Any Shinto temple. I mean, if we could see any Shinto temple now, there's going to be a Torii at it.
Dang. That's sad.
Yeah.
But I can ask him about them, though, and I'll have him tell me the story. So that's interesting. That's interesting to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Shinto religion primarily died once Buddhism came in. It kind of took over everything. And then once Japanese modernized, people just stopped being religious altogether. So now they're more signs for prosperity and luck. That's why you'll see them a lot more commonly in they'll open like a new shopping mall and they'll set one up because it's supposed to be like a totem of good luck. Because nobody actually follows the Shinto religion there. Like it's part of their culture and they have superstitions around them. Like Japanese people will generally not try to touch them. And they try to adhere to the rule of walking through the first one is the last one. But again, nobody's praying at Shinto shrines as commonly in Japan these days.
Yeah.
For the most part, people there are atheists.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say that they're more of not an organized religion? It's just a basic belief in certain things.
It's a lot like Native American religions. They're largely gone. Like there's a few holdouts or a few people who practice them more for teaching other people their heritage. But it's not something people like dedicate their lives to commonly.
Okay. But it's strange that they would still hold the sentimental value of
they still hold a sentimental value.
Yeah, of putting these things out there because there is still some superstition and it sounds like it's a widespread superstition.
But the original Shinto belief was this was a literal portal to the other side.
Yeah.
Well, now think again. Look at, and I know this is going to sound corny and gross. Think about the Kung Fu Panda movies. When the masters were going, what were they going through?
The Torii gates.
You look at them; they were going through Torii gates every time.
Yeah.
We talked about the Legend of the Drunken Masters. The Jackie Chan stuff the other day.
Yeah.
What happened in the movie Forbidden Kingdom when the immortals came back or left? They went through a Torii gate.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Hollywood's kind of keeping it up. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I think, but we're losing the real meaning behind it. It's just becoming a symbol now. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, you see that symbol and you start thinking of, you know, of course, Japan and China, and that's what you think of when you see that. I mean, but we're not thinking that, hey, this is a gateway to a portal, people. Do you understand? This is where you can see the dead crossing through. I'm just saying. You know, people are getting that point. Um, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's just like a superstition to them now, kind of like a old wives' tale. That's what I'm trying to think of, like a black cat crossing your path, or don't ever walk under a ladder, or you know, that's what this is kind of reminding me of now. What it evolved into, versus what it was really meant to be.
Well, if you go to the actual traditional Shinto ones, people are saying they're encountering stuff like this. Then yeah, that's going to be a lot different than one that's built in front of a military base or a shopping mall.
Oh yeah, military base is just literally nothing but a show, a sign, a signal, or whatever. It's
just
a monument.
it's just a
These other ones, they have meaning behind them, where they were placed and how they were placed and everything. Whereas if I walk into the woods and I see one like you just showed there a few minutes ago,
I'm not walking through it.
I got no problem walking through it per se, but I'm going to have my little meter with me when I do. And if I go through that tunnel of Tories at Inari, you can bet my K2 is going to be right here the whole way.
I'll be throwing mine in there. Going, you know,
does it go off? Does it go off?
Right? Is it doing something? You know, can you see it? I'm not getting that close. I'd be taking a stick and kind of like shoving it in there, you know.
Strap it on the stick, hold it out, put it on the selfie stick, and stick it in there. Hey, it's kind of going up a little bit.
You know, it's I don't know. It's so funny because I mean, this kind of makes me feel like when I'm at work and I have the you know, we have to go through the back end and then go through, you know, the hallway there, and it's not even a hallway, it's just you walk into the stock room there, and there's a big old opening where you go into the stock room, and I don't care what you do, every time you walk through there you forget what you're going in the stock room for, every time. And then as soon as you walk out, you're like, oh yeah, that was it, and then go back and get it. And I am not the only one that does that. That's what very strange.
I have to ask, how old is everybody that did it?
All different ages. All different ages. I had a 21-year-old. I had a 21-year-old do the same thing. And she's like, I forgot what I came back here for.
21-year-olds are just kind of weird anyway nowadays. So.
And then you're gonna call me senile. So I mean, you'll have an answer for everything, Randy, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that everyone that has gone through there, no matter what their age, they will walk through there and forget. You know,
Donnie, we need to go visit and test that theory. She needs to let us in the back and let us walk through it a couple of times and see.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely.
I won't remember while I'm there. What are you talking about? It wouldn't matter if you walk through it.
Exactly. You'll walk through that thing and go, you know, because first I thought it was me. And I'm like, every time I walk in here and go right through that opening, I'm like, what was it? And then as soon as I walk back out, I remember.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just weird when you're talking about gateways and stuff like that. I'm just like, I've got one where I work.
This gateway zaps my brain power.
My brain power is with it. And like I said, it doesn't matter who it is. It happens to everyone, including my new boss. So, and she's done it. She's like, why am I back here?
What did I do again? What was I looking
I'm like, there it is. There it is, everyone. I have no idea. I don't know. I think that's more alien, though.
Set up a Stargate right there and say, dare you. I dare you.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
You have Stargates. I pulled this picture up. This one's from Peru. You guys are familiar with this?
Oh, yeah.
Door carved in the side of a rock.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Yeah.
That's in Peru. The Andean
But
Stargate.
that door doesn't actually go anywhere but just that little inlet, though, right? If I remember right.
Yeah, it's just an inlet. Yeah, but people believe, or there are legends of mystical beings walking in and out of there, right? But when I see that, and I was reading about the Torii gates, I'm like, that's basically just the Peruvian version,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Of this.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks, I mean,
Different cultures, totally opposite sides of the world, but same in concept, similar in concept.
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
Oh.
I mean, we don't have anything like that. We just call them straight up portals. I mean, straight up. That's what they are. That's
Yeah.
what they are.
Some of us around in our misfit community calls it portholes.
Portholes.
Portholes. Yeah.
Portholes. Yes, that is not any of us. Just saying.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I get on to him about that all the time, and it's text if anybody wants to know.
Right?
He'll do it on purpose.
Every major paranormal and cryptid discussion always harkens back to portals. Like there's a
Portholes,
portal
yeah.
in the woods. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, we talk about it all the time that, we talk about aliens and we talk about decrypted paranormal. We talk about it, but there is a connection. Now,
Yeah.
it could be a portal, whether it is a time rip or, the afterlife or who knows. But, there's got to be something to it. A lot of people have talked about it. I've seen a lot of credible evidence stating there are things like this that exist.
Well, yeah, I've physically.
Says Ray County Museum has a portal. Do you guys believe that?
I don't know. I haven't been there, so
It's got a something. It's got something. I haven't.
well,
yeah, that's just something for another day when there's more. It needs to be investigated. We need to figure out exactly what's going on. What has happened is that there have been spirits that have been coming into Ray County Museum in Ray County, Missouri, of course. And they are not the normal ones that we encounter on a daily basis. They are, because you can tell by just what they do, their mannerisms, just the stuff they just do, They might knock something over or make a certain sound, or they hang out in a certain area. These are different and they feel different. And especially if you're sensitive, they feel different. But see, this is what I don't know is if it is a portal or if it is from what certain individuals brought in with them. Because, there have been a lot of individuals from different ghost hunting groups and things like that from all over. And I don't know exactly what they're carrying around with them. And did they leave? So that would explain all the weird activity that has been going on there. We can also, again, go back to the manifestation point is that people get in there and they're ghost hunting. What is the one thing that they're wanting to see?
Yeah.
They're wanting to see a ghost. That's all they're wanting to see. So they are actually manifesting that without even realizing that they're doing it. Could they bring things in with them? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There is, because everybody knows that I work with singing bowls, tingsha bells, tuning forks. I do the whole vibration and sound. That is the thing that I'm learning about. I'm loving it. I'm getting a lot of great stuff with it. And I was at Sleeper Mortuary in Kansas, and this was just a couple months ago. And one of the guys, he wanted to learn the tingsha bells. So I was showing him how to use them and all of that good stuff. But I forgot to tell him that you can't manifest seeing a ghost. You want to manifest positive energy, putting energy out into the room, giving them that energy to use and give us activity. And what he had done is the only thing that he was thinking about is, I want to see a ghost. I want to see a ghost. I want to see a ghost. So when he was doing this is exactly what he was manifesting through the bells. And then next thing you know, an overwhelming sadness came over him and he was in tears.
Yeah.
It's like
He manifested it all right.
Yeah, something reached out and grabbed a hold of him. And then, I'm like, give me the bells, da, 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 da. And I didn't think about it. But as we were walking back upstairs, I'm thinking, what were you manifesting? And he said, I wanted to see a ghost. That's what I wanted to see. He goes, that's what I was, thinking about. And I was like, okay, that's not what we do.
No. He got that thing to reach out and give him the feeling that they were feeling.
Yes.
And that despair, that pain. Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't do that with
them. You know what I do when I go to a haunted location like that? I do what this guy's doing right now. When you walk into a dojo.
Yep, you bow to him.
I bow in respect and humility, and I say to him, I say in my head, hey, I'm just here to hang out with some friends. I'm not here to disrespect you or ruin your day.
Right.
So if you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone.
My thing is when I go in there, I go in with complete respect. I never go in trying to provoke or nothing like that. That is basically, it should be strictly prohibited everywhere you go. That's not one of the things that are allowed at anywhere that I've been.
I usually
and for me, it's kind of like I give them that respect, and it's the same thing for me, Donnie. It's kind of like I'm here to talk with you. I've come a long way.
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation. I want to interact with you. And it's also stating that I don't put up with the bad business. I'm not going to deal with that. I don't want that near me. And then I give it what they're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
And one of them is you're not allowed to take my energy, period. Because I don't know if anybody out there who's listening or in chat or anything have ever been zapped. I'm going to just say that word because that's what it's like. It's like the paranormal hangover of paranormal hangovers. It's like when you feel fully energized and next thing you know, you feel spent. Like every last ounce of energy is gone. And
I've felt that before where you're just like, man, this is a weird form of tired.
Yes. It's just like, why am I so tired now? What happened? And what happens is we talk about them using the energy from batteries, from all kinds of different things that they can get energy from, but they can also get it from you. And you kind of have to set your boundary right there. It's like, this is not happening. This is not happening. And that is my number one thing.
Gary says, go ahead.
The first thing is, of course, you cannot use my energy, and the second one is no negativity. So that's my two top.
Yeah. And Gary says you do the same thing.
My biggest issue. Yeah, and my biggest thing is you cannot come home with me. You cannot allowed to follow.
Although I do have to say, my attitude towards cryptids is a little bit different. I have a very different, kind of reaction towards them. My attitude is more.
Donnie, you and I have not had the chance to do something serious, together. And I'm waiting for that day.
Waiting for the day we go serious investigating or squatching?
We go serious.
I'm ready.
Randy's been around me when I get sort of serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been around me when that happens. But
I usually walk away because she gets mean.
Because I'm like, Randy, stop.
No, I refuse. I'm yes, all the time. But at least but I tell people, especially when we're on an investigation, somebody's got audio recorders going. If I shift, hey, I moved. Hey, I did that, so we know it was me making the noise. You know what I mean?
So 99% of my audio was, okay, I'm moving here. All right, I'm moving here. Hey, that was me. I shifted. Hey, I'm going to go over here. That's Randy.
Hey,
Hmm.
hey, I farted. Yeah, but,
Exactly. Hey, that was
well,
my stomach grumbling, you know.
well,
But I'm
you were talking about the portals and stuff, though. You're talking about the portals. Remember in Hill House, okay? When
yeah,
you went upstairs in the haunted Hill House, okay,
yeah,
to
yeah.
the, and I can tell you exactly where it is to this day. It's the only verifiable vortex / portal I've ever been able to find. Actually verified it because I cannot explain anything. There's no electrical, there's no radio waves, there's no copper, there's no nothing but wood and glass right here at this one spot because it's like where that little uh for lack of a better term trophy case is, right? You go up to the top
Uh-huh,
of the stairs, you hang it right, you go toward Emily's room, and it's
uh-huh,
right there in that little open area where that little closet is. There's
uh-huh.
no electrical, there's no copper, there's no anything in there. I got readings for electrical field, magnetic field, radio frequency field, all of it, and the temperature dropped
Well,
a
okay,
10
so let's
degrees.
talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, what did they do in Emily's room? Let's just talk about that.
I don't even remember. It's been 3 years since I've been there. I don't remember all the words about it.
They were
I just knew
summoning,
Emily's room freaked me out.
they were
Oh, that's
summoning
right. Yeah.
or conjuring
Yeah.
things in
Right.
that room, particularly
Yep.
in that room.
Hmm.
So, could they have created something like that and didn't close the door? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
when I get back there this year, you can bet your butt I'm going to that exact same spot and see if I get the same reading. Because if I do, I'll know it's still there.
Yeah. And I wouldn't count on it.
No, it's probably moved.
Those things move.
Yep,
They're
they
not
sure do.
stationary. They move. Also, there's been so many people in and out of there. You don't know
Oh, yeah.
what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And you
Not
know,
anymore, but
and to the, talking about the Hill House, they bring in items that could possibly have something attached to them. So
oh, yeah.
you never know what you're dealing with because it may be nothing to do with the inhabitants of the house. It could be something entirely different. So
That's
to
just different they
me,
brought in. Yeah.
every time you go could be a
Yeah.
different experience. I
Oh,
mean, just
100%.
completely different.
It,
Yeah.
but once again, that's the only time I've ever been able to verify, especially with the tri-field meter, where I can check all three different fields. That
Yeah.
in that one spot, and it wasn't up here at this level. It wasn't down on the floor. It was at knee level or a little higher, about 2 foot off the floor.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, it wasn't at the closet. It wasn't at Emily's room. It was at the corner of that area right there. And I mean,
Mhm.
that was it. You moved 2 inches up, gone. You moved 3 inches down, gone. Two. It was one spot about like this right here, literally at my knees, and that was the only spot. The
Yeah.
only
I
spot.
mean, a portal isn't something you necessarily can walk through. This is
No.
something that could be up, above your head. It could be below your feet. It could be,
Yeah.
it could be at any angle. It doesn't have to be a straight
Yeah.
walkthrough.
And that's why I
Especially
call
when
it a
you're dealing
vortex
with the
or anything.
spiritual realm. I mean,
Could be anywhere.
they don't have to
Yeah.
walk like we do.
No, not one
They
bit.
can just
So.
slide right
But
on in.
anyway, yeah, that was a wild one though. I mean, because that I've never been able to replicate it. I've never been able to find something like it yet. So
Well, we'll see. We'll wait and find out your next adventure and see what happens with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely have to do one of those adventures though. I think it would be epic.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I do. I think that you need to be taken on a serious investigation where, it's fun and games outside, not inside. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I've been on
Uh,
a few. I've been on some gnarly ones,
I
but with
everything's
you, I
different.
have not.
Everything's
Yeah.
different, right? Um, because weird things happen, and I don't know why I just fall into it, but it always happens.
yeah,
So, I mean, it could be something that will be, enlightening, should I say, or something you've never seen, because I am dumbfounded a lot when I get out because I'm like, how did that happen? Where did that come from? What was that? I'm
hmm
seeing new stuff that the spirits, entities, whatever you want to call them, are doing, that I'm like, how come nobody's talking about that? You know,
Right.
what's happening here? Why are people not talking about this?
Because you might be
So,
the only one seeing and experiencing it too, though. It depends on how open you are as to what you experience as well. You know.
yeah. But I mean, a lot of the things I've had people witness it with me. You know, but I'm not afraid to sit somewhere in the dark for a while. You know, I might take a nap, but yeah, I will sit in the dark, I promise you. Um, but it's just a lot of stuff, and to investigate with other people, you're always learning new techniques, new things, and you know, like I said, I am still learning new stuff, and I will
Yeah.
continue to learn
Yep.
always. I'll even go old school. I'll bring out the baby powder. I don't care. You
Oh,
know?
dang, should
Oh
bring the
heck
baby
yeah.
powder.
Yeah. Heck
That's the way
yeah.
to do it sometimes.
People talking about things walking on the floor and da 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 da. I'll sprinkle, you know, baby powder down on the floor and wait
Well, that was kind
and
of
see
like
if
we were
something walks across
saying
it.
there is the I think it was one of the Queen Mary investigations I was watching. I can't remember which one it was, but they had wet footprints in that pool area that was
Hmm.
supposedly haunted.
Yes. Yes.
But they were wet. They were wet footprints, but nobody was there but the crew. I
Right.
was like, that's just wild. I mean,
Yeah.
and
I'll do it
literally they
too.
talk about it for 5 minutes and it's it. It's done. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a
Especially.
second. Let's talk more about that.
Yeah. I mean, I have not got anything. Well, I'm not going to say that. I am not going to say that because a really good friend of mine, owned a um, tanning salon. Okay.
Hmm.
And they have the spray tan. Okay. So, you know, that's fine dust that's going everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
So they had cleaned up for the day. And I said, hey, can you spray some of that down? You know, just spray some of
Yeah.
that down tonight. And I said, I'll come in the morning when you open up. You know, don't walk in, wait for me to get there if I'm not there already. And I said, let's go look. And sure
Yeah.
enough, there was bare footprints. There was like two of them that appeared in this dust.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Okay. So
You got
that was just saying, okay, that's got haunted written all over it, but that's a whole
that.
new story about that one.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is I, sometimes the bells and whistles are great, but
Simple. Keep it
you
simple,
gotta
stupid.
outsmart them sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta outsmart them
Or
because so
just
many
don't try and
people are using
outsmart
them.
yourself. You know?
Well, some of these people are using all of this equipment and they're so busy looking at that equipment that they're not paying attention to their surroundings and they're missing the best part.
Yeah. It you know, trying to think about how I bring up the Aurora brothel because I know the Boo Crew and them bunches just did a notification or did an investigation there a while back, and I was sitting there thinking about it because I watch them and people put up those the laser grids and the rope lights and stuff like that for it to go off if something goes across it or whatever, and you just sitting there thinking about what about setting up just a camera there, leave it going, walk away, put that powder on the ground, dust on the ground, something, put something down and leave the camera going, walk away from it, and then go back later and find out if something walked across it like she's talking about there. But now you've got a camera on on the triggers items that you set. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how come nobody really does that no more? I don't think anybody really does it anymore. It's all about the lights and the whistles, like you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big thing that's happening. That people are missing out on what paranormal investigating really is. They're not seeing the the things that are standing right in front of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're concentrating on the bells and whistles for that to tell them. But the most precious investigative equipment you have is your own body. Wait for your body to tell you it's right there. Wait for your body to feel the cold, or the spider web feeling that you'll get sometimes. Wait for that hair to stand up on your arms or the back of your neck, or wait for maybe that slight little tug on your clothing, and can't figure out
Oh
how
yeah.
that happened.
Yep.
Let your body tell you.
Yeah.
I
You ain't
can't give
telling me
any
anything
better
about that.
advice. But I do love my equipment. Like I said, that's why I'm moving into sound and vibration, but I still love my bells and whistles because I put them away from me. So I
Yeah.
know for it to alert me if something's happening in another room,
Yeah.
something like that where I can move to it. But yeah, I mean, I just love that stuff. I
You do
love,
with them like I do with mediums. I put mediums in other rooms and they can tell me when to go over there. I use them like a tool too.
I don't like to investigate with psychic mediums either,
No.
because I don't want to know. It's just like when I go into a location, don't tell me about Natalie or Becky or whomever that you think these spirits are. Don't tell me
Yeah.
that.
No, I don't want to know that stuff.
No, just let me figure it out. Let me figure it out. It'll come eventually. It just, you got to let me do it. But psychic mediums have a tendency to scare some people. And I love my psychic mediums, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But investigating with them is a little bit hard, because if you got newbies out there investigating and a psychic medium goes, well, there's somebody standing over there in the corner and da 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 da, that might freak somebody out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love
Yeah.
them to death. I love them to death. And if it's like a location I've been to a lot of times, a psychic medium, I'm like, yeah, bring it on. Let's do it. Let's see what else is going on.
Exactly.
But for a new location, I would rather be able to see and feel and learn everything, from where I want to start, which is at the very beginning. I may learn the history of the building. And it may say so and so had passed away in the building. It may say a lot of things. I mean, but it's not telling me who's actually haunting the location. Because sometimes, as we know, it may not be the building itself. It may be something on the property.
Yeah. I'm with Mickey on this. I like the sensitive as well. I'd rather have to deal with somebody sensitive than an actual quote unquote medium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sensitive, they're going to direct me kind of where I want to go. You know what I mean? Whereas a medium's going to try and tell me history and all. I'm in communication with so and I don't want to know all that.
Right.
You just stay over there and do your own thing then, and I'll be over here doing actual investigation. Okay.
Right. Now, our friend Josh Hurd, now he owns the location in Malvern Manor in Malvern, Iowa.
Okay.
I think he may have a portal. There is something wonky about his place now.
That stuff that he's just put out over the last week or so. The couple of videos he's put out.
I haven't seen any lately. I mean, I get the notifications, but I haven't. It's not my time to watch. I have to, work and everything else. I have to wait till weekends. But investigating at his place is different. It is more. I'm going to say it's more on the adult side of investigating. I mean, I wouldn't take my daughter there. That's a location I wouldn't.
You need to be ready to go with this one, right?
Yeah, because he has this one entity, which I have encountered, which if you've been there many times, you will one time or another. And it refers to itself as the one.
Okay,
exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
No, they started doing that. Now we got some issues.
Right. But we also have to determine whether this is something that could be potentially demonic, which I do not think it is. I think it's just somebody grumpy and that wants to show dominance.
Yeah, wants to be in charge.
Yeah, like I'm number one. And that's just, and it just comes across as the one. And it does kind of do that. It kind of like pushes all the other spirits and everything to one side or away while it's trying to do whatever it wants to do, communicate or push you out, one of the two. But it can do that. Things are thrown down there. There's, just all kinds of stuff that happens. I've caught EVPs there. I mean, and Josh is telling me and Krista, oh, the room which we put everything in, this is where, the teams usually meet. It has a couple couches in there. And, that's where everybody puts their equipment, things like that. It's like team room, their team room. We had an event and it was only Krista and I left. And so, I'm sleeping because it doesn't take me but 2 seconds to fall asleep. I'm one of those. So I laid down, I was sleeping. Well, she has to wind down. She plays games on her phone, does whatever. Well, and then, the next thing I'm woken up to her kind of being forceful and loud, going, "You don't belong in here. Get out of here." I'm like waking up going, "What is happening?" She goes, "You didn't hear that?" I said, "No." She goes, "Something walked right up to you." I said, "All right." So I just laid back down and I'm just laying there. I had my eyes closed like I was acting like I was sleeping. And she goes back to playing on her phone. The next thing you know, you hear the footsteps come in right up to me and the footsteps that went right back out. So I'm like, there's something that's testing what you're doing in there. And it's funny to me because they're so curious. And I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, there's people in there all the time. Why are you messing with me? But I had, it was a crazy night. It was a crazy night. I'm going to say that. And the spirits that were there were more active than any other night that I had been there. So, I mean, my hat's off to Josh Hurd in that location because it's always something different.
Yeah, that's cool. That's one of the ones, like, I hear y'all talk about that one in Emmaus. That's two of them I want to hit, obviously, and I want to go to Ray County, of course. But, that's...
Oh, gosh, there's so many. Missouri is just covered up with them. And there's just, like I said, there's just so many that you really have to pick and choose where you really want to go. Like we all know that the prices are getting super high to get into these places. And I get why they're doing it because repairs, restoration, all of that stuff is getting higher and higher and higher.
Insurance
is getting higher. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm just, I have to pick and choose. And I'm really starting to fall in love with these smaller locations. They're really starting to grab me because you can, I don't know the right word with it, but you can get really, I don't want to say close to, or, you can communicate with one spirit or a couple spirits easier with these smaller locations, because they'll usually just follow you around everywhere. And and that's fine. And you learn a lot of information that way. And you don't have to chase them down. I don't know how many places I've been in where they have the tricksters, where okay, this bell will go off, this bell, and you're just constantly running all night. Finally, I'll sit down and say, I am not running anymore. I'm done. I'm tired.
They're laughing at you the whole time.
They are. Yeah. They're laughing. They're like, watch this. Huh. Ting.
Oh, Mickey. Sorry, Mickey. I thought I was going to bring it up to her earlier. Let me go back and find it. That's what Mickey was wanting to ask you that. Would you take Brandon? Would you take Brandon? And they thought about going to see Josh.
I'll talk to you about that. Maybe. I think he needs a couple more investigations under his belt because this is a little bit different. Yeah. They also have like a spirit that'll rush out at you, and it's a little bit. I don't want to say aggressive because that's not what I mean. It's just kind of like they're more forceful. They're in your face type thing, and I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, eventually, yeah, I would take him. Absolutely. I absolutely would take him. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if there's an event going on, yeah, take him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely take him. Just don't do, just the two of you. Just don't do that. don't do that one. Yeah, don't do that one. But yeah, I would take him if there's an event. Yes, go. Yes. Because like I said, it's nothing demonic or anything like that. It's just more in your face.
Well, now freaky ass. Are you talking about jump scare in your face, or you talk about these things
Yeah, yeah,
jumps at you and they're coming at you right off the bat? They're saying, "Okay,
yeah,
we got
yeah,
somebody to play with here."
yeah, exactly. But everybody's seen my reaction when things happen here in my house. It's kind of like,
Yep.
okay. So, and then you just move on and keep talking. But I mean, that right there, there's a lot of things that will come out at you, but it's nothing that is going to hurt you.
No, if
So,
you're not ready for it, or you overreact, you're gonna hurt yourself. But
right. Now,
Right.
that location is also the first location that I've ever been, for lack of better words, manhandled. Okay, that location there, I had something grab right a hold of my arm and push me. Just push my arm right
wow,
out of the way. Never had that happen at any other location. I've had, my hat flicked off. I've had, stuff taken out of my pockets. I've had my shirt pulled, my
Mhm.
hair pulled. I've had all kinds of things happen, but that's the first time that I've actually felt like a
yeah,
human hand on my body and pushed my arm.
Mm.
gotcha.
Yeah. So, and it was caught on audio, and there was a few people, there's like 6 people up in that attic with me when we were doing it. And you can actually hear one of the girls, because she said you could hear it coming, like it was scratching down the wall. She could hear it coming, and you can hear her go, "Oh my God." And then the next thing you know, I got grabbed. So that was just like, it just happened. Like, she's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Whoa." And I, start speaking in tongues and whatever I was doing.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just those little things, and the validation is awesome too. So I love the events to try out a location if you are unsure. But I would say if there's an event, take him. Absolutely.
Cool.
Cool.
Yep. So, is Paul doing a show tonight?
Oh, yeah. Well, we probably better get off of here. Oh,
I
wait a
don't know
minute.
if he is
Oh,
written.
I don't think he is doing a show. I think he is sick and under the weather. I
Yeah,
think that's what he put out, that he wasn't doing one last night or tonight. So,
yeah, I can't
he has
remember.
been sick and under the weather. He's just not yeah. Eh, Once your
Sick
voice
is
starts to
being,
go, it's over.
yeah, sick is the thing that's running around like crazy right now for some reason.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. Everyone at my job is sick right now. Like everyone.
well, it took 6 weeks
Yeah.
for me to reach any type of normalcy. I mean, I was losing my voice and everything else. I mean, it didn't matter. And now with this weather changing, I'm just like running right back into it again. I'm like, "Oh, stop." So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
so this one guy was coming up to me, and he's trying to tell me, because I was his direct manager at the time, and he's trying to tell me he's sick, and I'm like, "Okay, okay." In the meantime, I'm backing up, and I like, "Look, I'm not trying to ignore you or anything." I said, "But I'm just trying to stay away from you." That's all I'm trying to do at this point.
Don't
Stay away
breathe on
from
me.
me.
Don't breathe on
Yeah.
me.
Don't touch me. Don't, and I had to, say, make sure you wash your hands all the time, and make sure that you're coughing into your shirt, and, just be careful of what you're touching, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, "Ew."
Now,
That's what I wish I had, my holy water and my cross. Just stay away,
now,
please.
was it Moon out there? He said something about what was looking at. Some of them can cloak. I'm assuming he's meaning some of the tricksters and stuff that are the ones that are in your face type thing, and like they kind of cloak themselves or make them make you think there's something that they really aren't type thing.
mhm.
Well, that's kind of hard to explain. A trickster to me is somebody who just likes to play games, make you run around in circles.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, it's like the next thing you're standing there, you have, an EMF detector of some sort. Could be a REM pod, could be just your hand detector, could be a trimeter. It could be anything, right? And you
yeah,
get this big hit, and then you get a touch, like something touches you. And then your EMF stops, and then you don't feel anything, and then it's absolutely gone.
yeah.
And then the next thing you know, in another room where you might have a piece of equipment set up, next thing you know, that thing's going off, and you're like, it just ran in the other room. So it's kind of leading you around where it wants you to go. Sometimes it might lead you to where they are not,
Yeah.
just to get you away from them. So I
Yep.
mean,
They want you to leave them alone.
that to me is like that. Yeah. That's what I call a trickster. They're just playing with you. They're just like, watch this. Watch. Let's see if we can make her run in here real quick. It's like, I give her 2 seconds to get here. Okay, I'll give her 3. That's kind of like what they're doing.
Yeah. They're corralling you. They're hurting you.
Yeah, they're just trying to, move you around, make fun of you. That's what I kind of think what they do over, like, you get, your spirit radio out and everything, and then you hear these random words, like, you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah. And I'm still up in the air on those things too. The ghost boxes, the spirit radio, spirit talks, and stuff like that. I'm still up in the air on a lot of that because with it being in electronics, I just kind of like I want to believe, but
you can say that about any electronic, any of it.
Yeah, and just I don't want it. The Obulus, okay, Obulus, take that. It's only got certain pre-programmed words in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they're using those words and can communicate you through that, okay, maybe I'd say, but something that just is on a cell phone that has been downloaded from whatever.
Yeah, no.
Where is that coming from? Where is that coming from?
Yeah, so, exactly.
Have I used them? You bet I have. I mean, and I've played with them. And I've tried to use them to try and maybe direct me where I need to kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I'm just like, I take everything that comes across them with a grain of salt. I can't trust anything that comes across them.
Right. You can't. I mean, it's very, it's kind of weird to use them, especially when they're using your microphone. They're in your files.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's just worming its way right in through there. It can tell everything about you. And it's like, oh, okay, that's just not making any sense. Even if you were to shut off your data and use it, it's still using your microphone. So I don't trust in those. I don't really particularly care for those at all. Okay, guys. Well, we have gone way over. Yeah, we have gone way over. Way over.
Oh, it's only 8 minutes.
Well, that's normally way over because Paul's usually on. Bless his heart.
Usually, yeah. He's not on though. I confirmed it.
Oh,
okay.
You just didn't call him. You just didn't give him a bless your heart thing, did you?
I did.
Oh my!
I did.
Paul, I hope you're listening to this. She just gave you
bless your heart.
You just got committed to the little asylum off.
She just BYH'd him. Oh, she gave him the good old BYH.
Right. Yeah. I had to skip a few shows because I couldn't talk. And I get that. And his shows, I mean, he does have a co-host. I'd be like, you know what? I'm here, but you're gonna have to carry this.
Yeah.
Just go with it. I'll be here. I'll smile. I mean, I was on here and one night I had gotten on with Tex. I remember I got on with Tex and I was going to do the show. I hadn't told him I wasn't going to do it, so I was going to do it. Boy, he listened to me and he said, go to bed.
Yeah.
I said, no, don't come on this show. Go to bed. I'm like, okay. I'm not
Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm going to go to bed. All right, everybody. Stay tuned for us again next week, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. We will be here. And what the topic is, guess what? We don't know.
We'll figure it out on the way.
That's right. We'll figure it out. But to everyone else, don't forget to tune in to Blondes and Boos tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Our good friend Josh Turner will be on with us, and we're going to go down every rabbit hole we can think of tomorrow. So just tune in tomorrow night. And of course, Donny Cho is going to be back this Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
This time I'm back. I took last weekend off because I had to go to a buddy's birthday party.
Well, it was part of the holidays, I mean, we get it.
But this Saturday I will be on with our good friend Jason McLean. We have a special topic.
Good Lord.
Okay.
That scares me.
Yeah. Yes.
So tune in. Yeah.
As I always say, Donny Cho says stuff is not for the weak.
Nope.
Just to let you know. And then, of course, Randy and I are on Sundays at 5 p.m. Central with Truth or Tinfoil, where we go through evidence and go, I might need to put on my tinfoil hat because I'm losing brain cells.
Might as well leave it on half the time. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Exactly. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you all soon. Good night.
Night.